Samsung has been enjoying unparalleled success in the smartphone market, with fanfare around each new Galaxy flagship's release approaching levels previously only seen around an Apple iPhone launch. With this in mind, and the Galaxy S5 now out, buyers across the world are wondering how the handset compares to key competitors, one of the biggest of which is the Google Nexus 5. Now visually you can see both handsets are very different. Where the Nexus 5 has a single colour polycarbonate chassis, the Galaxy S5 has metallic sides and a removable perforated polycarbonate rear cover. You'll also see by the plug covering the Galaxy S5's ports, the S5 is the only one of the two with IP67 certification, which means it's the only one of the two that's dust and water resistant. Testing the two smartphones, we found the Galaxy S5 is slightly more robustly built than the Nexus 5, which is prone to picking up chips and marks even when dropped from small heights. The Galaxy S5 also has a few under-the-hood design features differentiating it, two of the biggest of which are the biometric heart rate monitor on its rear and inbuilt fingerprint scanner, which sits in its physical home button. The scanner lets you set up the Galaxy S5 to only unlock once it's registered its user's identity using the scanner, and is an added layer of protection should the device be lost or stolen. In terms of screen technology, we found the Galaxy S5 also wins out. And as you can see, the Galaxy S5's 5.1-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display is in general slightly more vibrant and has better colour balance levels than the Nexus 5's 5-inch Full HD IPS display. You'll also see, looking at the two phones, that both the Galaxy S5 and Nexus 5 run using Android 4.4.2 KitKat, though as you can see, the Galaxy S5 has a heavily customised version, coming with Samsung's TouchWiz skin. For us, the skin means when it comes to software, the Nexus 5 wins out. This is because by running an unskinned version, the Nexus 5 is slightly more future-proof and can receive updates to newer versions of Android faster than the Galaxy S5. This is because whenever a new update comes out, Samsung has to update the code of TouchWiz to be compatible with the newer version, a practice which can take several months. That said, the Galaxy S5 is slightly more secure than Nexus 5, being compatible with Samsung's latest Knox 2.0 security service. Knox 2.0 is a security service that offers similar sandboxing powers to BlackBerry Balance, letting users set up separate work and play areas on the phone. The work area is password or fingerprint protected and encrypts any data stored on it, meaning again it's an added layer of protection should the device be lost or stolen. The S5 also wins out when it comes to performance, coming loaded with Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 801 chip and 2 GB of RAM. In general, we found it ran slightly smoother and enacted tasks a little bit quicker than Nexus 5, which is still fairly quick, coming loaded with Qualcomm's previous generation Snapdragon 800 chip and the same 2 GB of RAM. When it comes to camera technology, the Nexus 5 is a little bit of a disappointment. This is because while images can look wonderfully crisp and decent, in general its autofocus is a bit flaky. By comparison, the Galaxy S5's 16 megapixel rear camera is wonderful to use, and while images can sometimes come out a little bit overexposed, they are overall crisper, more vibrant, and generally better than those taken on the Nexus 5. The Galaxy S5 also lasts a little bit longer off one charge, being powered by a 2800 mAh battery, which when battery burnt lasts about 7.5 hours. By comparison, the Nexus 5 is powered by a 2300 mAh battery, which lasts 7 hours when we battery burnt the phone by constantly looping a video file stored on it. Despite generally winning out, we've got to say though, the Nexus 5 is better value for money, being close to half the price of the Galaxy S5, which starts at £580 for the 16GB model. By comparison, the Nexus 5 is available now for £300, which means, considering its top-end specs, it is slightly better value for money. But for powerhouse users who really do need the top-end performance, we have to say the Galaxy S5 is significantly better. I'm Alistair Stevenson, thanks for watching.